There are a plethora of different productivity hacks and ideas that you can try that you can learn from sales professionals and experts all over the world. In today's episode, however, I'm going to share with you my one major productivity, I wouldn't say hack, but simple strategy that works for me from being a new seller all the way up to being a business owner. Hopefully this can help you as well. Hey, everyone. Welcome to another great episode of the Sales Evangelist podcast. I'm your host, Donald Kelly, the Sales Evangelist. And I'm so excited for another great episode. I'm so excited to be here with you today. And on this episode, as I mentioned in the teaser, I'm going to talk to you about this strategy that I use when it comes to productivity as a sales professional, and that has translated into me being a business owner, and it works, and hopefully it can help you as well. If this is your first time watching one of our videos or listening to me here, whether you're listening on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Google, wherever you find this podcast, I ask you to subscribe. It means a lot to me because our whole production team in the back here is putting on this episode. We got people editing and chopping stuff up and creating videos and all this kind of cool stuff. And it'll be really neat to just hear that you are finding benefit from this. So please go ahead and hit subscribe. And if you feel so inclined, you can also connect with me on LinkedIn, Donald C. Kelly, as well as connect with me on our Facebook group, the Sales Evangelizers. We like to take the conversation from the podcast and go there. And I would love for you to jump in there and talk about what's your major productivity hack, so to speak, or your main productivity strategy that helps you to be the most productive. You on track as much as possible. And I'm going to give you the thing that helped me out the most with that. Now, this is not rocket science. I'm looking around because it's a kind of a little secret, and I don't know if I want this to go crazy out there. But that secret, this hack, this strategy, this idea that I apply, it's very simple. You ready for it? Focus on one thing at a time. Boom! Earth-shattering, right? Like you're like, holy crap! That there, Donald nearly knocked me off my feet. That's a big secret. No, and it's not that big of a secret, and it's not earth-shattering. But I can tell you the results are earth-shattering. Let me give you some ideas behind this. When it comes towards like the population, most people in the world, most sales professionals are just human beings. We all think that we can multitask. And here's one of the things that we say. The study proves it. It says 2.5% of people are able to multitask. Only 2.5% of the population are able to multitask. So, and you might say, well, Donald, I fall in that 2.5% of the population because I am just so amazing. And you could be in your head. But in actuality, that's a very slim number. When you look at all the Americans that are out there, people in this country, that's a very slim number of people that can really multitask. And when I say multitask, I'm talking about you're checking email, you're responding to prospects, you have LinkedIn open and it's chiming, you have Facebook open, you have outreach going, and you have Salesforce going, and you're going back and forth. You're responding to a client who has an issue. And at the same time, you're trying to put out fire with internal folks stealing your leads, as well as you're trying to prospect and find new people on LinkedIn. It just doesn't work. It never has, and it won't work. No matter how great you are at multitasking, you still can't be as productive. And we've talked about this on other episodes and in things in the past. Now, you might look at this, and even for like right now, as I'm doing this podcast, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 tabs open. 11 tabs open on my computer. I have 2 monitors going right now. I'm recording this podcast episode with you in one of these tabs. Those other ones, they could be distraction. Now, one of them is email, and in one of the things, I'm just being straight up with you. What tends to happen when I'm doing this podcast, I don't have the notification turned on, so I don't know when it doesn't ding. I don't get a pop-up saying, you have the new email, but I could tell you the number because I know what the number was when I last saw it. So that could be a distraction to me and help me not focus on you right now and deliver this content. Now think about this when it comes towards your customers. What does happen, and this happened to me all the time, If my goal is to prospect, maybe I am using LinkedIn and I'm really, right now I'm connecting with my existing connections and I'm building relationship with those people. Let's say that's the case. What will happen is that I'll get an email. I see that it went from 105 to 106 emails. Like, holy crap, somebody messaged me. This could be a lead. This could be a client. And I leave that task of LinkedIn and I go over there. Now, it turns out it wasn't a client and it wasn't a lead. What it was a notification that, hey, Joe's having, a birthday party. And I get that notification on Facebook, and I'm like, oh, let me just go see when is the party or what's going on with that. Let me just check and see if we're even available to attend this little get together that Joe's having. And then when I get there, I get pulled around because all of a sudden there's a video on, how so and so got dunked on yesterday, and I'm watching that video now on Facebook. So now the email that I was on LinkedIn doing my outreach, but then I got distracted by this email, and the email brought me into Facebook, and then Facebook algorithm, the magic and the lure and the poison pull me in. Now I'm watching this basketball thing, and that video, you can't finish that, so you go into a second video, and it just keeps you there. So now you're pulled away from this one thing, all because you saw 105 go to 106. You get what I'm going at? My advice to you, if you really want to be productive, close them tabs. So in this case, as I'm doing this episode, I'm closing a couple of these tabs right there for you so you can see. Now I do have my notes up, so I can't get rid of all of the tabs. But you get the idea there. I'm closing. You want to keep those tabs closed that are not going to be conducive towards you focusing on the thing that you need to do right now. And yes, some of you may be prospecting and you need to have outreach open and Salesforce and your email. I get that. I'm not gonna say you don't do that. Those things all tie to the same task, really, right? But here's the other part that may not be as effective. Why in the world do you have Facebook open, or why do you have the Entrepreneur Magazine open, or some of these other things that you don't need? You're getting distracted and you're getting pulled away. I just encourage you to focus on that one task at a time. That's going to make me not perform to that level. You can multitask, so to speak, and you can get by. But why do you want to get by? Who's in sales just to get by? Go find a better job that you can get by on. I'm here to thrive. I don't know about you. I want to make sure that I could create generational wealth. I want to make sure that I can enjoy that time with my family and the freedom and that can come from it. Who's in this role just to be present? I mean, you can find a decent job that you can get that at, maybe in finance or even, just, I don't know, some other logistical position or somewhere where you can get a nice cushy number and you don't have to thrive for excellence. I want to be better than I were yesterday. When I'm better than how I was yesterday, the great thing is that my client get the opportunity they get better performance. They get the better Donald every single day, the better version of myself. And I think you just owe it to yourself as a human being to strive for excellence in all that you do. It's one of the values that we have here in our organization, and I'm a big believer in it. So my adage, my encouragement, my plea, my guidance to you today is focus on one task at a time. Multitasking, oftentimes what I find is that I don't complete one task and I find myself just keep going in circles. And by the time I get done with the day, maybe I got 4 things really done out of those 10. But when I take my time and I just do one task at a time, focus on that one thing and don't get distracted, I'm able to get that task done faster. I'm able to perform at a better level. So my prospecting becomes better. I'm able to, create better proposals or whatever I'm doing at that time. And then at the end of the day, I realize I'm able to get more than those 4 tasks done, complete. I'm able to complete like 10 tasks. So that's my top secret, and I hope it can help you. I want you to thrive. If this is your first time listening, I want to hear from you. Go to our my Facebook group, the Sales Evangelizers, and tell me in the group, what's your one productivity hack that helps you the most? Is that planning? Is that using a physical planner? Is that time blocking? What's that one productivity hack? And I would love to hear. And let's continue this conversation. What's your feel on multitasking? Do you feel that it works? How does it work for you? Are you a part of that 2.5? Do you totally disagree with me on everything I shared today? I'm open to hearing that as well. I want you to check out our sponsors because they're giving you amazing offers and deals and things that could really help you, especially when it comes to productivity, working smarter and not harder. I want you to find more ideal customers. I want you to know what to say when you reach out to them. I want you to close more deals, but most importantly, I want you to go out each and every single day and do big things. Thank you so much for watching. Hey, thanks so much for taking the time to watch this video today. If you enjoyed the content, I ask you to go ahead and hit that like button, that thumbs up at the bottom right-hand corner. Also, to make sure to subscribe if you haven't done so already. This way, we'll keep you up to date with all the latest sales strategies, latest tools, and things that are going to help you to not only find more prospects, but to close more deals. Thanks so much.